Welcome, everyone. I'm excited to kick off our presentation today. We're going to explore the fascinating physical geography of India. The slide here shows the title, Physical Geography of India. And we'll also touch on some key features that make India's landscape so unique. So, let's get started and take a journey through the diverse physical features of this incredible country. Welcome to our discussion on Indian geography. In this slide, we're going to explore the key aspects that define India's physical landscape. We'll look at its vast size, diverse terrains, and how these features influence the country's climate, culture, and economy. Understanding the geography sets the foundation for appreciating India's rich diversity and complexity. So, let's dive into what makes India's geography truly unique and how it connects to the broader themes we'll be exploring today. Let's begin our exploration of Indian geography by understanding its vast and diverse landscape. India is a country of incredible variety, from towering mountains to expansive plains, from deserts to lush forests. This diversity plays a huge role in shaping the culture, economy, and way of life across different regions. When we look at India's geography, we see how it influences everything, from climate patterns to agriculture and even population distribution. Recognizing these geographical features helps us better appreciate the complexities and unique characteristics of India as a nation. Throughout this presentation, we'll see how these physical features are interconnected with India's development and history, making geography a key to understanding the country's overall identity. Let's take a closer look at the geography of India. This slide provides an overview of the key physical features and regional diversity that define the country. India is incredibly vast and varied, with landscapes ranging from the towering Himalayas in the north to the coastal plains in the south. The northern border is marked by the majestic Himalayas, which not only form a natural barrier, but also influence the climate and weather patterns across the region. Moving south, you'll find the Indo-Gangetic Plain, a fertile area that supports a large portion of the population and agriculture. To the west and east, we have desert regions like the Thar Desert and lush, forested areas in the northeast. Understanding this geographical diversity is essential because it shapes everything from the economy and culture to the challenges and opportunities the country faces. As we explore India's history and development, keeping these physical features in mind helps us appreciate how geography has influenced its growth and regional identities. Let's take a closer look at India's location. As you can see on the map, India is situated in South Asia, making it a key player in the region. Its strategic position connects it to important trading routes and neighboring countries like China, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. This location has historically contributed to India's rich cultural diversity and economic significance. Understanding where India is located helps us appreciate its role in regional and global affairs, which ties into the broader themes of our presentation regarding economic growth and geopolitical importance. Now, moving on to Indian physical geography, this part focuses specifically on the physical features of our country, which are quite diverse and complex. It's important to understand these features because they influence climate, agriculture, settlement patterns, and even cultural practices. Part 2 suggests that this is a continuation, so we'll be exploring more detailed aspects of India's physical landscape. Before that, we looked at global physical geography in Part 1, where we examined the Earth's major landforms and processes on a worldwide scale. This provides us a broader context, helping us appreciate how India fits into the larger picture of world geography. And of course, all of this is part of our Class 11 Physical Geography course, which aims to give us a solid foundation in understanding the Earth's physical features. So, as we proceed, keep in mind how these regional features connect to global patterns and to the overall theme of understanding Earth's physical environment, which is essential for grasping the complexities of geography at both local and global levels. Now, let's look at how the Earth's hemispheres are divided by the equator. The southern part along the equator is called the southern hemisphere. This means that any location south of the equator, like parts of Africa, Australia, and South America, fall into this hemisphere. Conversely, the northern part along the equator is known as the Northern Hemisphere. Countries like India, which is situated above the equator, are part of this hemisphere. It's important to note that the equator itself is considered as 0 degrees, serving as the dividing line between the two hemispheres. Since India lies north of this line, it is categorized in the Northern Hemisphere. Recognizing these hemispheres helps us understand global geography better and shows how the Earth is divided into different regions. This concept ties into our overall theme of understanding Earth's geography and how it influences climate, culture, and even day-to-day life across the world. Let's take a closer look at some key geographical concepts. First, we have the latitude range, which runs from 8 degrees 4 to 37 degrees 6. This tells us how far north or south a location is relative to the equator. The equator itself is at 0 degrees, serving as the starting point for measuring latitude. Next, we have the longitude range, which extends from 68 degrees 7' to 97 degrees 25'. Longitude lines measure east-west positions, running from 0 degrees at the prime meridian up to 180 degrees east or west. These lines are essential for pinpointing locations across the globe. Now, speaking of important reference lines, the Tropic of Cancer is at approximately 23.5 degrees N. This is an imaginary line that marks the northernmost point where the sun can be directly overhead at noon during the summer solstice. It helps us understand the limits of the tropical zone. The longitude line, which measures east-west direction, is what we call longitude, ranging from 0 degrees to 180 degrees east or west. Similarly, the latitude line measures north-south direction, spanning from 0 degrees at the equator up to 90 degrees north or south at the poles. To sum up, latitude and longitude are essential coordinate systems that help us locate any place on Earth precisely. They work together to form a grid that allows us to navigate and understand our planet's geography more effectively. Let's take a closer look at the major geographic features of this region, starting with Lakshadweep, which is a group of islands located in the Indian Ocean. These islands are quite significant when we consider the maritime boundaries of the area. Moving to the southern part of the region, we have the Andaman and Nicobar Islands situated in the Bay of Bengal. These islands are important not only geographically, but also strategically. To the southeast, we encounter another set of islands in the Bay of Bengal, which highlights the complex island geography in this part of the world. Lastly, in the southwest, we have the Arabian Sea, which forms a key part of the region's maritime landscape. Together, these features, Lakshadweep, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, and the surrounding seas, are crucial for understanding the geographic diversity and strategic importance of this area. They connect to our overall theme of how geography influences regional development, security, and maritime activity. Let's take a closer look at the size and scope of this country. The coastline boundary stretches for about 7,516.6 kilometers, giving us a sense of its extensive maritime borders. Its east-west extension is approximately 2,900 kilometers, which highlights the vast longitudinal spread across the continent. In fact, this makes it the 7th largest country in the world in terms of area. Moving north to south, the extension is around 3,214 kilometers, showcasing its impressive north-south reach. The main land boundary totals about 15,200 kilometers, which includes borders with neighboring countries and internal divisions. When we consider its share of the world's landmass, this country accounts for roughly 2.4% of all land on Earth, an astonishing figure that emphasizes its vastness. Additionally, it is the second most populous country in the world, just after China, reflecting its significant demographic presence. To put its size into perspective, its total area is about 3.28 million square kilometers. That's roughly the same size as India, which helps us understand its scale in a relatable way. All of these points highlight just how immense and influential this country is within the global context. Now, let's take a look at the time difference between Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat. As you can see, there's a 2-hour difference. This highlights how vast India is and how different regions can have varying local times. Moving on, you might wonder why 82 degrees 30 is considered the standard meridian. Well, this meridian is chosen as the standard because it roughly divides the country into two equal halves, helping to unify timekeeping across India. This is especially important for coordinating activities and communication. Lastly, you'll notice the slide also points out the existence of various time zones within India, but the standard meridian at 82 degrees 30 helps create a uniform standard time, which is crucial for national integration. This concept ties back to the overall theme of understanding how we manage time across such a large and diverse country. Let's take a closer look at some of the key geographical features of India. Starting with the major rivers, we have the Godavari, which is often called the Dakshina Ganga because of its significance in the southern part of India. Then there's the Nirmada and the Tapi, which flow westward into the Arabian Sea, shaping the landscape of central India. The Ganga, of course, is one of the most important rivers, both geographically and culturally, flowing across northern India. Moving to the south, the Kaveri and Mahanadi also play vital roles in their respective regions. In the north, we find the Himalayas, the world's highest mountain range, acting as a natural barrier and influencing the climate. Nearby, the cold desert in Ladakh offers a stark contrast with its arid landscape. The Brahmaputra also flows through the northeastern part of India, creating fertile plains before it joins the Ganga. The Krishna River is another essential waterway in the Deccan Plateau, supporting agriculture and communities. We can't forget the mountain passes like Nathula Pass, Bumdila Pass, and Shipkila Pass, which are crucial for trade, connectivity, and strategic reasons. These passes connect different regions and have significant historical importance. Ladakh, nestled in the Himalayas, is known for its unique landscape and high-altitude desert. Finally, the Marasthali refers to the vast desert areas, particularly in Rajasthan, characterized by sandy dunes and sparse vegetation. Altogether, these features, rivers, mountain ranges, passes, deserts, highlight the diverse and complex geography of India, shaping its climate, culture, and way of life. Understanding these features helps us appreciate the richness and variability of India's landscape. Now, let's take a look at the map of Indian states and their neighboring countries. This slide highlights how India is geographically situated in South Asia, sharing borders with several countries. It's important to understand this because our discussion about India's development, culture, and strategic importance is deeply connected to its neighbors. For example, the border regions have unique cultural exchanges and economic ties that influence India's growth. Recognizing these connections helps us appreciate the broader regional context and the significance of cooperation and diplomacy in maintaining stability and progress. So, as we move forward, keep in mind how these geographical relationships shape India's role in the world stage. Let's take a moment to understand the difference between a gulf and a strait. A gulf is basically a deep inlet of the sea, and it has a narrow opening or mouth that's surrounded by land on most sides. Think of it as a large, water-filled cavity cutting into the land. On the other hand, a strait is quite different. It's a narrow passage of water that lies between two land masses and connects two larger bodies of water. It acts as a natural waterway linking two significant water areas. For example, the Gulf of Mannar, which is located near the southern tip of India and the west coast of Sri Lanka, connects these land masses and forms a gulf. Meanwhile, the Palk Straits is the narrow waterway that connects Tamil Nadu in India with the northern part of Sri Lanka, serving as a strait. Understanding these differences is important because it helps us see how these water features influence navigation, trade, and ecological connections in the region. They are both crucial, but serve different geographical purposes, which ties into our overall theme of understanding regional geography and water bodies.